Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the day 8 of the program. And today's topic is Energy and Chakras, Balancing with Breath Meditation by Partha Gupta sir. Partha Gupta sir is the founder and lead trainer at the School of Breath, an organization focused on teaching the art of conscious breathing and its benefits. Sir has spent the last 15 years working in the corporate world before devoting himself to the study of breath and consciousness under the guidance of a wise mentor from the mountains. For over 11 years, he has been researching, meditating, and documenting insights on the profound impact of breath on one's state of being. Partha Gupta sir's teachings revolve around the idea that breath is communication with life. And by understanding the grammar of breath, one can experience profound states of awareness and well-being. He believes that the breath holds the key to the regaining of the pure, effortless state of being that children naturally possess, allowing one to receive abundance and fulfillment in life. So let's all welcome Partha sir. Over to you, sir. Thanks a lot and welcome again.
Thank you, Sandeep. Thank you, Sunil. It's nice to be back with IFSS. Anybody who's entering into meditation, yoga, are exposed to books and schools of thoughts. And so chakras are naturally a subject which is read, heard about. Now let's take it a little differently, today, so that perception comes in. Perception is, whenever I say chakra, there must be a certain image inside you. When I say nadi, there must be a certain image inside you. Okay, unless there is a perception, there cannot be a connection, and unless there's a connection, there cannot be understanding. Okay, so let's begin with. We'll quickly go through that, and today I will share with you a very beautiful Himalayan process, a yogic process, a particular breath, a particular breath, one breath that can balance all the chakras. Okay. So before defining chakras and going into perception of it, let's define energy. Okay, you look into Google and Google will tell you it's energy is required for strength for physical activity, or that it is derived through a certain chemical or physical process so that the machines can work, things like that. But we are here talking about spiritual energy, or energy that we would like to perceive in a certain way. The moment I say spiritual energy, it's very important to define spiritual, because there's again this big misconception, misinterpretations in the word called spiritual. Okay, spiritual is not god mongering or prayers or being religious or reading good books and going into the Vedas and Upanishads and all that. Spiritual is simply how intense we are. Whether you know to meditate or do not know to meditate, irrespective of the fact, if you are basically a person who's intense, you are spiritual. Spirit means intensity. Spiritual means being intense. Spirituality means all about the intensity. That's all. There is no other meaning to it. Okay. So spiritual energy, obviously, that means, spiritual is everything that it exists and you're applying it in your life. You can't touch it. It exists, like intensity. There's a word called intensity, and commitment. You give commitment to it, so you can't touch the word commitment, but you are applying commitment. There's a force behind the word called commitment. Persistence. All these words you see, there's a certain energy behind that. So you have a spiritual energy if you are someone who takes initiatives, who gives commitments, who is very persistent about achieving things. That's what spiritual energy means. You're intense. Okay. Quickly, we'll jump on to the other energy we talk about. Is a life force energy. We discussed this before in the forum before, but I will share with you quickly. Okay. We talk about prana. Okay. The breath is oxygen plus prana together. This togetherness, this union is the yoga. Okay. And wherever there's a union, there is a separation. So you breathe oxygen and prana, and obviously there's a separation. Oxygen does its job, and prana goes in, pours intensity into every cell of our body. Okay. Any questions? You can just jot it down. We can always discuss in the last 10 minutes. Okay. If it is very important to discuss now, please come in. Okay. So before I jump into chakras, it is important to understand this metabolism, what happens as I breathe in. Prana is traveling through the nadis to each and every cell of the body, right? So it's very important. Now, quickly, let me define nadis. Nadis are pathways through which prana is traveling. The pathway through which prana is traveling, it can be not imagined. I'm not using the word imagined. It can be perceived. As you know, we have seen our nervous system, how the nervous system is like root-like structure throughout the body. Okay. Similarly, nadis travel through, prana travel through nadis, and nadis are not root-like structure. It is the gaps in the body, through which, like pipelines, you can say like pipelines through which the prana travels. And the meeting point of nadis, let's say these are 5 nadis, pipelines. The meeting point of nadis, where the prana is coming out, obviously, like suppose water is coming out of these pipelines. At the point where the water is coming out, there's going to be a whirlpool of water, right? So this meeting point of nadis, there's a whirlpool of prana, of pranic energy, and this is where the chakra points are. Okay. So perceptionally, just like the root-like structure, nadis are gaps throughout the body, and at the meeting points of the nadis, the prana is forming a whirlpool of energy, which is normally largely in front of the spine, and connected to the organs. So this becomes the energy center for the organs. So if some organ is not, let's say diabetic, somebody is diabetic, it simply means that the pancreas are not able to absorb prana well from the chakra point, and so it is slowly over a period of time becoming weak and weak, and so not able to function well, not able to, break hydrocarbons from the food and produce insulin. This is what is happening. So the root cause of, say, for example, in this case, diabetes, as I said, is because over a period of time, the pancreas had become weak and was not absorbing prana from the respective chakra. Okay. You go to a doctor, he will tell you that we will never work on the root cause generally, because prana is not understood even by medicine as a subject. So the consequence is attended to. Diabetes, insulin. So now insulin is injected or whatever it is to create the balance. But the root cause, the pancreas have become weak, is not understood, and that is not worked upon. Okay. Now that is where meditation or proper knowledge of mudras and all that can help. Okay. Now quickly. So now having understood, I hope you are able to perceive what chakras are right now. It is nothing but the meeting point of the nadis where the prana meets, and there's a whirlpool of energy, and from which the organs are getting its energy. Simple and straight. Okay. Largely what has been read about chakras probably is that there are 7 major chakras, and I'm sure you know the names of it also. and its basic functions. So quickly, let's go into that, because today I would love to share a particular process with you, and so I'm quickly going into it. So the seven chakras, I don't have to name it, but still I'll quickly do it. That Muladhara, okay, chakra, a point near the perineum, near the tailbone of the spine, responsible for excretion and other things, and or responsible for our grounding. You know, when you see somebody is holding fear, anxiety, and all that, they won't be even able to sit. You know, so they miss the grounding. That's why they're not able to sit. So Muladhara is that energy center which ensures that we are grounded, fearless, not anxious, balanced, kind of a thing. It's a more earth element, right? Then just above that, below the navel, the lower belly area, we talk about Swadhisthana, which is the area of creativity, the vital energy, the vitality is from there. The sensual energy is there. Basically, a water element and all. We know all these things. I'm quickly rushing through this because we have read about it. We understand this. So somebody is not very creative, or somebody is, even physically, they're not able to produce children or things like that. It's all about the energy, lack of energy at the Swadhisthana chakra and all that. And then come a little up, upper tummy, above the navel, along the spine, you see that. And we talk about Manipura chakra. This is a place of fire element, material manifest, and intensity. How fired are you? You talk about, is there fire in the belly? Do you have the fire in the belly to do this or that? That's what Manipura is all about. And Anahata, you just come up, the heart area. Talks about compassion, love, kindness. So also it also talks about its opposite. Being hurt is also an aspect of, oh, she broke my heart. Of course, the heart doesn't break. It's it's the hurt we talk about. It's the feeling that we talk about. Anahata is about love and compassion. Then we come up a little. We come to Vishuddhi. We speak about knowledge, confidence, clear speech. From here, it's the space element. It's Anahata and below is all survival aspects. Food and digestion and sensual energy and excretion and all that. This is separating the lower energy and the higher energy. Here, it's all about knowledge, intuition, liberation, those aspects. So Vishuddhi is all about knowledge, confidence. Seat of Saraswati, we say. Muladhara, seat of Ganesha. Ganesha sits like that. He doesn't move around. Solid, grounded. Manipura, seat of Lakshmi, we say. And this is seat of Saraswati, we say. There's knowledge. If I suddenly ask somebody to come and speak about some subject, they're like, oh no, I can't speak right now. There's obviously lack of confidence, could be, even if one knows the subject well or so. And Agnya Chakra is the third eye we're talking about, the pineal gland. It's the seat of intuition. Okay. Intuition is possibility when you touch silence, when you're able to withdraw noise inside. This speaks. And a lot of text and all that. Sahasrara is not considered a chakra in a way and all that. But if this is silence, this is connected to stillness. There's a difference between silence and stillness also. Absolutely still. When the nadis are open, you can feel, breath passing through, kind of a thing. Okay. There are a lot of expectations in the spiritual line among most of the seekers. Everybody wants to experience a miracle. Everybody wants to manifest things and all that. And with so much of reels and internet these days, everybody is sharing their experiences. Too much of data uh, in circulation. You want to slim down, and you go into a search, and there may be 100,000 people telling you 5,000 different methods of how to slim down and things like that. Too much of information being processed and all that. Okay, so let me take you, because I would like to give you that experience. Okay, so let me take you to perception of that one breath I'm talking about, that can balance all the chakras, because chakras can never be closed. Chakras are never closed, please understand. However, the energy in a particular chakra may be not very absorbing. Okay, so let's go into that experience. The first level experience. Don't worry whether if you are able to experience it or not. But let's give it a first level experience and all that. Let me share an illustration with you, which I just sent to Sunil. Sunil, can you share the picture, please?
Sure, I will.
If you see the picture, it's a picture of the face, the eyes, and the nostril. Okay, and there are 6 points dotted. From the tip of the nose, there are 6 points to the Agya chakra. Okay, now let's give it the first try, the experience which I'm trying to give to you. Whether or not we are able to do it, everyone is able to do it today or not, it's a different thing, but it will be seeded into you for sure. Okay, so spine straight, spine straight, sit down, spine straight, because I want you to experience that. Oh, this is what it means, and this is the button for that. Okay, you can keep your eyes open, there's no problem with that. Okay, eyes closed does help sometimes to go in. Eyes open, and I'm allowing the images of the outer world coming into me. Eyes closed, I'm going into this frame inside, being inside. That's all. So all I'm asking you right now is you look at the image, see that the first point is the tip of the nose. Okay, take all your attention to the tip of the nose. The fundamental is, where are you? You are there where your attention is. Take your attention to the tip of the nose and breathe as if you're breathing from the tip of the nose and breathing through the tip of the nose. You don't have to imagine it. Simple. Take your attention there and sense drawing your breath from the tip of the nose and breathing out from the tip of the nose. I'll tell you what to observe next after you do 10 to 12 breaths. As you keep your attention at the tip of the nose, breathing in from the tip of the nose and breathing out from the tip of the nose, parallelly observe if you are able to sense a certain movement of energy, a certain trigger, aliveness around the Muladhara chakra. Muladhara chakra, the area of perineum, the space between the two exit points, excretory points. Though you have put your attention at the tip of the nose, just observe if you are able to sense certain activity aliveness, movement at the Mooladhara Chakra. Take a complete 1 minute. Where are you? You are at the tip of the nose. Subtle, slight energy movement. This is the first time you're doing it. Though your attention is at the tip of the nose, do you parallelly sense some activity at the Mooladhara Chakra? Okay. Let's reconnect. Let us see if somebody is able to sense some movement. Anyone? Raise your hands. You could not. Yes, somebody. Jenny.
Yes, sir. I could.
You could, because I told you that this is a possibility, or is it very clearly you could sense, yes, my attention is at the tip of the nose, yet I could sense a certain activity in the Mooladhara Chakra.
No, I could.
You could, right?
Yes, I could.
Anybody else? Sunil, yourself?
Yes, I could feel some sensation. Yes.
At the Mooladhara Chakra.
At the Muladhara Chakra. Yes.
Because see, obviously, if I take you to the sixth one straight away, if I tell you, pay your attention at the Agnya Chakra, okay, be there and breathe from that point and breathe into that point, obviously you will sense a energy movement at the Agnya Chakra, correct? So I'm not taking you there. I'm taking you elsewhere. Where the attention is here, but the sensation of movement is there. Okay. So let's do another point. In the picture, you will see that the tip of the nose is the Muladhara Chakra point, and then we all have this round structure. Just above it is a point which can trigger the Swadhisthana Chakra. Okay. And then we have this nasal bone, this bone, everybody, we have this bone thing. It's very clear. Okay. That's a point of Anahata. Let's try that. That should be a fairly good experience. Okay. So take your attention, see the picture there, or you can touch that nasal bone of yours, the one which is up, below this. There's a depth here, which is the Vishuddhi point. Just below that, there's this nasal bone. Very clearly, you can sense it. Okay. All okay? Choose that point. Okay. Take your attention to this point. And now breathe from that point. I'm just giving you individual experiences before I tell you how to do that one single breath. Take your attention to this point, that nasal bone, that point, and breathe from that point and breathe out through that point. Mentally, take your attention to that point in the nasal bone. Be there and sense breathing from that point. Where are you? You are there where your attention is. Breathe in from this nasal point, that bone, nasal bone. Breathe in from that point and breathe out through that point. 10 to 12 breaths. Nicely relaxed. And see parallelly, if you can sense, it's your heart which is very active in this moment. Though your attention is on that nasal bone point and you're breathing from there, just see if parallelly you can sense the heart opening up, the heart breathing well, filling up, feeling nice. If you want to place your finger for focus, you can do that on the nasal bone and breathe from that point and breathe out from that point. Parallelly, you can sense the anahata being very active. Yes, Vikalji? Was it absolutely clear? Though my attention was at this
Yes.
point, the heart was open, correct?
Yes, Parthaji. It was kind of, I was getting little bit, heartbeat improved kind of sensation.
Okay. Let's try another point. Okay. I'm not trying again because it is direct. It is that only. Okay. Let's try another point, which is, this between the two eyes, there is this slope. Okay. Point of Vishuddhi. This point. You see the Vishuddhi point in the picture? This is Agya. Yeah, here, here. Between the two eyes. The slope, inside the slope, the valley. Okay? So take your attention there. Be there. After that, I'll tell you what the breath is all about. Be there. Take all your attention there at that point. Where are you? You're there in that slope between the two eyes. About that nasal point below the Agya chakra. Be there and breathe. Breathe from that point, breathe out into that point. You are there where your attention is. This is experienced best when your spine is straight. Spine straight. Between the two eyes. That point. Breathe in from that point. Breathe out through that point. And see parallelly if it is your thoracic gland, your throat, your Vishuddhi, which seems to be active. You can put your finger at that point and breathe in case you need that initial support of being able to concentrate there. Put your attention there. Are you able to sense the activity, aliveness, movement in the Vishuddhi? You're just doing it quickly, you can take, when you do it for yourself, you can take a nice 4 or 5 minutes for a particular chakra. Okay? Was that clear? Subramaniam Garu? Can I have some input from you? Were you able to feel? Sandeep?
I had a bit of tingling sensation here.
Kind of a thing. Or, when you're breathing out, the sound is very clear. Kind of a thing, Okay. So, chalo, this is only to, you should not know things because somebody told you, because you read it somewhere. Some Guruji shared with you or something like that. You should know something based on your experience. Have you experienced it? Okay. Yes, I've experienced it. You experienced it in a very subtle manner today. It's just your first exposure to it. Okay. Sit down, have fun with it, have experiment with that and see how beautifully it opens up. Okay. So now let me share you that one single breath that can balance all your chakras. Okay. I'm using the word balance because we are every moment living the demand of a particular chakra. Okay. So for example, you're hungry. Now I'm talking to you and I keep talking to you for the next couple of hours and you suddenly begin to feel hungry. Okay. And your Agya's concentration and Vishuddhi's concentration will slowly go to Manipura. And you won't be, because now Manipura is demanding food and somebody is subjected you to listening, the focus will go. It is demanding food. You give it its demand and then it is silent. And then you are back to what you can do, right? Similarly, youngsters or things like that, when they feel sensual sometimes, the examination, there that you feel sensual and the sensual thoughts can take you away and keep you engaged in that, kind of a thing. It's because that particular chakra is extends, more active at that particular point, kind of a thing, drawing your attention, and not balancing, kind of a thing. So it's as I said, no one can survive if any of the chakra is closed. If the chakra is closed, one is dead. Okay, one chakra is weak or one is too demanding. That's about it. Okay, anahata. Okay, should be balanced. If it is out of balance, too much of kindness and all that, your friend will ask you, hey, can you give me 5,000 rupees and all that? You see, you have only 1,000 rupees in your pocket. So, oh my God, I should help him. You take loan from some other friend and you will give it to him. This kind of activities you will do if the anahata is too open. And if it is too close, you're like, you have $1 million in your bank account. You're like, no way, I'm not going to give kind of a thing. This is some things experience we have. Okay. So let's come to the next 3 to 4 minutes. Purely, let's do this breath. All you have to do is, while breathing in, take your attention from the tip of the nose to the Agya chakra. While breathing out, you take your attention from the Agya chakra to the tip of the nose. And now you know the points also, the stations. These are like buttons. These are the buttons which is triggering your chakra points there. Okay, just look at the picture. Look at those points. You know where it is and all that. Close your eyes. Keep your spine straight. Have fun. It's an adventure. Okay. At least 4 to 5 minutes. Okay. Don't open your eyes. Try to have that nice experience. Okay. All you have to do is be absolutely relaxed. While breathing in, take your attention from the tip of the nose to the Agya chakra. While breathing out, bring your attention back to the Muladhara. Just do this breath. The schedule for the rest of the day can be handled once we go into it. Right now, you enjoy the process. It's an adventure. It's a new adventure, a new way of breathing. Just do it. Be aware of those points, the Swadhisthana point, the Anahata point, the Vishuddhi point, the Agya point. Go slow, as if you're stopping in those stations for a while. Your attention is stopping at those points while going from Muladhara to Agya and Agya to Muladhara. So involved are you? So intense are you? You're breathing with your attention while breathing in Muladhara to Agya, while breathing out Agya to Muladhara. Simple. Another 2 minutes. Okay. No need to focus anymore. Just come back to your normal breathing. Just come back to your normal breathing. Listen to the sound of your breath. Nice and relaxed and nice, pleasant. Just be. Just be. And slowly open your eyes. Just be. This is the breath. Simple. There's so many processes. How many processes will you do? You know, you can't learn hundreds of things and apply hundreds of things in life, It's like Arjuna's Gandiva, he's got so many arrows in it. There's Brahmastra, Indrastra, this Astra, that Astra. Just because he has it, he's not shooting around. He's picking the right one whenever he has a particular need. Similarly, you may know a lot of things, learn a lot of things. You feel you're feeling anxious or something like that, which chakra is shaken. You're feeling fear, memory for that matter. Memory is not stored in the brain. Brain is only processing. Memory is stored all over the chakra space. There are only 4 authentic emotions that we need to work on. All our memory is connected to only these 4 emotions. What are they? Fear, Muladhara, anger, Manipura, kindness, love, compassion, pain, hurt, pain, Anahata, and joy, Vishuddhi. See, if your joy, your Vishuddhi will not be able to hold it. You want to express it, kind of a thing. Okay? So all our memories are stored in this chakra areas, basically. And whenever there's a trigger, something triggers up. Okay? This breath, you can use it when you sit for meditation, and you can just be sometimes once in a week or something like that. Okay? Or whatever it is. And this is the breath, which will balance all the chakras and not allow a particular chakra to hijack you. Chakras can hijack you. Your stomach is full. No, I want to eat further. The biryani was so nice. It has hijacked you. Not able to focus on studies. Some sensual thoughts are coming. You're hijacked. Things like that. Huge subject. Can't even touch a drop. But I hope something useful has been shared today. Yes, Sunil? Over to you.
Indeed, sir. Okay. Shall I stop sharing this image, sir?
Come again?
Shall I stop sharing this image? The screen? I have shared.
Yeah. Just wanted to share this particular breath and give that experience of how these points are the buttons that can trigger a particular chakra somewhere, because once you experience it, it will be there forever. Or else it is a concept. Don't chase concepts, what is your concept of meditation? I have no concept of meditation. Don't chase concept. A concept, if it has strength in it, will travel to become wisdom. That's the wisdom, not the concept. Okay. Otherwise, the world is full of concepts. We are
Yes,
not
sir.
in. Let's not go into conception. Let's go into perception. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so
sir.
much.
Thank you so much for sharing the wonderful wisdom and also making us do the practical. Doing is better than listening and pondering upon it. So thanks a lot for that. I hope participants have experienced what they wanted to.
With all this gratitude, we conclude day 8 and we look forward for yet another beautiful day tomorrow. Until then, see you all. Have a nice day and have a good night to everyone joined in from across the globe. Thank you so much.